My name's Beth, and today is VEDA Day 4. And yes, I just had to look at the calendar to see what day it actually is, because it actually is the 4th. So I figured today's Friday, and this will be going up at some point tonight, or today. And since it is Friday, I figured we would do a fun video, so I figured I'll show you my graphic novel collection, because it's something kind of fun, and they're books, except they're more like pictures, so yeah, why not? So the first is kind of like graphic novels and comics. So the first is going to be the graphic novels I own, and then the rest will be comics, and those will be broken down into like series and then first volumes. I'll kind of explain more as I go. Sorry if this shakes. I'm trying out a new angle. There's no glaring light from the window. It's also raining and there's like a tornado warning, but you know, we'll get there. So the first graphic novel I have is Space Dumplings by Craig Thompson. I have not read this one, but it looks really cute and the pictures are pretty cute. It's good, nice illustrations. But yeah, I've heard good things about this. It's also kind of one of those things when on Amazon I was scrolling and I found this while looking at some of the others. So next is one I have read, and that is In Real Life by Cory Doctorow and Jen Wang. This is about a girl who plays video games, one video game in particular, and her real life is not that great, but she gets recruited into playing this video game and being on a team, and yeah, shenanigans ensue. And then the final graphic novel I own is Seconds by Brian Lee O'Malley. This is the same author as the Scott Pilgrim series of graphic novels, and this one revolves around a chef who, I believe, I have read this, but it was a couple years ago, where she lives the same period of time over and over. So yeah, I'm probably going to reread this just so I can refresh my brain about this. But yeah, I really liked it when I read it. So next I have a few series of comics that I'll show you. So the first one is the East of West series. I own the first 5 volumes of it. So we have the first one, number 2, number 3, there's the thunder, number 4, and number 5. And I believe I have read the first 2 or 3 volumes of this, so I am going to get back to it at some point. I find graphic novels are a good way of getting back into reading because, again, it's mostly pictures, but yeah, also they're interesting and they have a good storyline. So the next series is The Wicked and the Divine. So we have The Faust Act is volume 1. Sorry if anything is shaking. I'm kind of testing a new thing with my camera and I'm putting my books like right on it. So, we have Pandemonium, which is volume 2. We have Commercial Suicide, which is volume 3. And we have Rising Action, which is volume 4. I have read the first 2 volumes, and I believe the second or the third volume just wasn't out after I read the second one, so I ordered 3 and 4, and I'm gonna get back to this too because I really like this series. Next is probably the most popular comic series on BookTube, at least, and kind of the way I got into the graphic novels comics series. And this is Saga by Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan. So we have volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, and then volumes 4, 5, and 6. And I have read the first 4 volumes. I have not read the 5th or 6th yet, but again, I will because I really like this storyline. I'm probably going to restart this series and just reread all of them. The final series I own is actually a trilogy, and I have read all of them, and I really enjoyed it. So that is Alex and Ada. This is Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. I have read them all. I really enjoyed it. It's super quick. It's about artificial intelligence, kind of. There is a cute romance throughout. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. So now we have 5 comics that I have not read and that I only own the first volume to each one, but they definitely all have more than just the one. So the first one is Lumberjanes. This is Volume 1. This is, I'm not too sure, but it's Beware the Kitten Holly, or Holy. I've heard good things, I just haven't gotten to it yet. Next, I have Volume 1 of Sex Criminals. Again, heard really good things, and it's Matt Fraction and Philip Zdarsky. Then I have Miss Marvel, which is more of the like comic book superhero type of vibe, which I hope to get to really soon. I've also heard this is about a Muslim main character, which would be interesting to read about somebody who lived a different life than I have. I have Rat Queens Volume 1. I know there are a bunch of volumes of this. And then I have Volume 1 of Thor, the Goddess of Thunder. That's a glare. Which I definitely have not read this because the plastic is still on it. So yeah, that is my graphic novel collection. I made a record collection last year during VEDA and seemed to go over well, so I figured I would do a graphic novel. A, because it's Friday and it's a fun video, but also because it's a bookish related video. I'm trying out a new angle, and yeah. So I'm not too sure if I'm going to post a video tomorrow, which is Saturday or Sunday. We'll see how the weekend's going, but if not, I will talk to you all again on Monday for a new week of VEDA, and I know that's not what VEDA is, but I'm making up the rules for this one, so yeah. Until next time, which could be tomorrow or could be 3 days from now, have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you then. Okay, bye.